Good morning and thank you very much for joining us on Buy Now, Sell Now. I'm Nupur and joining me on the show today is Meryl. And over the next 1 hour, we will be taking all your stock-specific queries, so do keep them coming. We'll continue to flash the numbers on our screen as we go along the show. So do make sure that you tune in and send us your questions. Well, let's quickly take a look at how the markets are performing even as we speak. Range-bound trade is continuing with the Nifty holding above that critical 24,300 mark. Now, broader sectoral indices also are indicating a positive market breadth. Look at the Nifty mid-cap 150. It's up about 0.3%. The Nifty Small Cap 100 also up about 0.7%, and the Nifty Small Cap 250 also doing pretty well, about up about 0.7% as well. Looking at the sectors now. And it does seem that, those worries over US-Iran tensions seem to be cooling off, and investors are pretty, seem to have been reassured right now with the moves that are coming in from there. Now, Nifty Auto, Nifty Bank, Nifty Energy and Finance, all of those in the green. Finance, of course, leading the pack with nearly 0.6%. We are also seeing Nifty Media, Metals, Oil and Gas, Nifty Pharma, all those in the green. Nifty Oil and Gas are particularly interesting because we've seen, that sector really fluctuate over what's happening on the tensions between Iran and the US. But the fact that the Strait of Hormuz could be opening up is being looked upon as positive news coming in. Now, the sectors which are trading in the red are Nifty FMCG, there's Nifty Defense and Nifty IT, all those trading in the red right now. Let's also quickly take a look at which are the stocks that are the top performers even as we speak. So looking at those right now. And the gainer stocks, of course, at this point in time are Ola, Hindustan Zinc, Cyient. Now, Cyient, of course, has been doing pretty well in trade today. And what we are seeing in terms of the loser stocks is Grow. Now, Grow is on the back of a block deal that we have seen. Also not performing too well are the banking sector. IndusInd, Varun Beverages, one stock that we've been talking about, of course, going into the alcohol space, perhaps that's what's leading that downfall over there. IndusInd Bank in the banking space, that one's not doing too well. So all of those stocks not doing too well. But looking at the stocks that are also doing well is Ola and Hindustan Zinc. So those stocks are doing pretty well today in trade. Let's now go across to Mithali and India. Okay, we're going to go across to Mithali later, but let's quickly go across to our guests on the show today. Shahina is joining us, and we also have Kapil Shah joining us from MK Global. Good morning, both of you. Thank you very much for joining us. And let's first quickly take in a view from Shahina on the markets. Shahina, what's your sense of what you see on the markets today? The charts look pretty decent today. They're coming off the negatives that we've seen all across the view.
Yeah, actually, good morning, everybody. So I think the market is trying to consolidate at current levels. I would say that we will move into a 500 band type of plus minus, but as of now, we are trying to again, move up. The Strait of Hormuz and the settlement of the war in the Middle East is a very important factor, which impacts us across the world in terms of economies. Oil prices are very sensitive. The economies are very sensitive to oil prices, and we've seen crude oil coming off today morning. That is why we are seeing some bit of positive sentiment. But I think it's going to continue to remain volatile because we really don't know where the sanctions impact is going to land on the overall oil prices over the medium term. So we'll have to wait and watch. And I think it's going to be in a consolidation phase for some time before we get a clear direction, which will be led, of course, by the overall what is happening in the Middle East.
Okay, do stay with us, both of you, and we're going to take up those stock-specific queries in a bit. But just going across to a piece of news that's coming in, India has added about 1.26 million credit cards in July. That's up about 11.5% month-on-month, taking cards in force up to 9.9% YOY. Now, the HDFC Bank led card additions followed by SBI card, while PSU banks continue to gain spending share. And Mithali is joining in with the highlights of that. Hi, Mithali. Take us through the broad highlights of what we are seeing.
Rightly mentioned. So if you see the India's credit card market, it has continued to expand in the month of July as well, with card additions and the transaction volumes growing faster than the overall spending. Now the credit card trends for the month of July, if you see, so cards in circulations, they have risen up by nearly 9.9% on a yearly basis, while the banks added the new cards in July around 1.26 million, which was up 11.5% on a monthly basis. If you see the transactions volume, they have also seen quite a surge for this month. Transactions volume, they have jumped by 24.5% yearly, but the average transaction value, it has fallen by 14% to around 3,440 rupees, pointing to more frequent but smaller ticket purchases. Now, looking at the graphics for credit card spendings, if you see, so overall spending, it stood at 2.08 lakh crore rupees, up 7.4% yearly and up 3.4% on a monthly basis. Now, if you look at who added the most cards for the month of July, so HDFC Bank has led that pack by adding 2.3 lakh cards, followed by SBI cards and ICICI Bank. Also in the list, we have Federal Bank as well as IDFC First Bank and Axis Bank. But IndusInd Bank was an exception, with its card base declining by around 9,400 for this month. Now, if you see over the 12-month additions, there also HDFC Bank seems to lead the pack. Over 12 months, HDFC Bank has added 2.1 million cards, followed by ICICI Bank at 1.64 million and SBI cards at 1.5 million. Also, if you see the PSB's gain is also spending the share. Now, PSB credit card, the spends there have risen by 22% yearly, taking their share to now 22.2%, up 265 basis points, while for private banks it accounted for 1.5 lakh odd crore rupees with a 72.1% market share. So overall, the credit card adoption, it is actually growing faster than the spending, while the PSP, the public sector banks, they continue to gain around in the credit card market.
Okay, thank you, Mithali, for taking us through that. But with that, we'll jump right into the WhatsApp queries that we've been getting right now. And the first query is coming in from Vijay from Hyderabad. The stock in focus here is Keltec Energies. He's asking if you should buy at these current levels with an investment horizon of around 3 years. Shahina, can you tell us if you track the stock, and what's your view on this one?
No, actually, I don't, so I'll pass the question.
Okay, that's all right. Mr. Kapil, then, what's your take on Keltec, and is this a good level to buy?
Yeah, as far as the stock prices are concerned, so I have been seeing that from past couple of months, it has been in the downward momentum, and right now it is trading at a support level, but that support level is considered as a glass support level because the trend is quite negative. So my opinion will be that the stock price recently mildly rebounding from the support of 13.27 rupees. So that should be the trading stoppers for it. Means if the prices are dropping below the 13.25 also, the one can get out because the broader trend is weak.
All right, so picking up another question right now from Meher. She's writing to us from Vishakhapatnam, and the stock that she wants some clarity on is Shakti Pumps. She's got a quantity of about 400 shares. Entry price is 765. The question she wants to answered is, should I hold, average, or exit? So she's not really mentioning a horizon on this one, but that stock, of course, quite under pressure over raw material costs. So Shahina, would you like to advise her?
Yeah, I believe in the longer term, Shakti Pumps has a lot of opportunity, and I would recommend a hold. It seems to be going in some sort of a correction, so I do not know if I do not think that maybe adding right now is a good idea. If she wants to add, I would say little lower levels. If at all it goes correct still little bit further to about maybe 480 type of levels, then she could add, but definitely continue to hold what you're holding. The government's Kusum program for encouraging, the uh, various electrical saving, like power saving type of water solutions is going to be very positive for a company like Shakti Pump. They've got huge orders coming in from various governments, including Maharashtra. So I would say continue to hold, but average at slightly lower levels.
Okay, that's the take coming in on Shakti pumps. Continue to hold, but look to add at around a 480 sort of levels. The next query that we've got coming in is from Deepak. He's asking this from San Diego. The stock in focus is Abbott India, and he's looking for a both a fundamental and a technical view on this one. So we'll go with the technical first. Kapil, what's your take on this one?
Yeah, means if we see the foreign AMCs companies, specifically in the pharma space, they have been in a declining for quite a couple of months, and this particular stock has also dropped from 34,000 to 26 odd level. And from past couple of months, it is started to form a base as well. So it is somewhere somewhat stabilizing the earlier selling pressure and showing the very initial sign of the improvement as well. So I can see that okay, one can hold this particular stock, and in a short term, we can see the upside momentum from a 26,500 current level to the 28,500. So in the technical terms, it is in a hold.
Okay, from looking like a hold on the technical terms, but Shahina, what's your fundamental view on this one?
Yeah, so it's a subsidiary of a very strong global pharma company. And in terms of financial performance, also, it is doing very well. If you see the quarter numbers, very strong numbers that came out. They have got good products that they are planning to launch in the Indian market. So I would agree that it's a hold.
All right, next question coming in from Mohammed. He's writing to us from Dubai, and he has about 197 shares of Crompton. The entry price is 253 rupees. And his question is, what is the target price and your views on whether he should accumulate at the current levels or should he wait for a correction? So, Kapil, would you like to answer this one? He's looking to accumulate.
Crompton, basically, if I see that particular pack, means consumer durable pack, so this particular stock is quite a laggard in the situations, and still I am not seeing any kind of revival sign in it. So right now the stock price is 240 level. I don't see the accumulation at the current level, but once the stocks comes around in the range of 220 to 215 level, so at that particular time one can take the review or take the very partial entry for the accumulation purpose, but nothing as such at the current moment.
Okay, so 220 odd levels marked as an accumulate level for Crompton is the word coming in. But with that, we'll slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be addressing more of your stock specific queries on the other side. Welcome back. You've tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now right here on ET Now. This is the show where we address all of your stock specific queries, so keep them coming in. The next query that we have is a phoner. This is from Madhav from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Mr. Madhav. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, our guests can. Yes, our guests can hear you as well. Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, I want to ask about Adani Power. I bought it around 1,500 shares at price of 280. Whether can I hold or sell or average it? Can you give any advice on it?
Got that. Kapil, would you like to take this one?
Sure. Means when the particular monsoon season that we go through, normally in the power sectors or in the utility pack, we see some sorts of a lackluster momentum. So is the case with an Adani Power. The stock has declined from 248 levels to the 200 and then 200 odd levels. So this is what in a bearish momentum right now. It is taking a mild support at this particular point, but better to wait for the confirmation at this particular point. So wait for some time, and if the stock price declines around in the range of 200 to 195, so that will be a good level to look out for, but for a time being it seems to be in a time-wise correction zone.
All right, the next question that we are taking up is a WhatsApp one, and it's a query that's coming in from Murthy. The stock in question is Voda Idea. He's got about 1,000 stocks of that. The entry price is 15, and should I accumulate more at this price is the question that is coming in. So Vodafone, of course, has surged approximately 16% over the past month. Would you like to take this one as well, Kapil?
Stocks that it has been starting the moment, means it has picked up the moment last couple of days, and it is likely to continue more on high side. And from the good time, it has in broader range. So on the low side, 5 to 6 rupees, that seems to be quite a good support level. And on the higher side, 17.5 to 18 rupees seems to be an upside potential. So I still see some sort of an upward potential for it in up to 18 rupees. So yeah, that can be a positive trigger in that. So one can hold buy fresh as well.
Okay, that's the take coming in on Vodafone Idea. The next question that we have is from Ashwin Sridharan. He's asking this from Chennai. And the stock in focus is Shriram Finance. He's looking for advice on Shriram Finance, and he's also asked if there are other NBFC or PSU or even private banking names that are better placed. Shahina, would you like to give us a recommendation on this one?
Yeah, Shriram Finance is one of the most attractive in the overall NBFC space. It's got its size. I think even technically it's doing well, and because of the inflow of funds that it's got from its new joint venture partner, I think that money is going to drive growth over the medium term. So I would say continue to hold. In fact, I would give a target of close to about even close to about 2000 if you're holding it for a medium term 6 month perspective. You could keep a stop loss close to about 1000.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Shriram Finance. A target price of 2000 highlighted on a 6 month perspective. But can we also take a technical view on that one? Kapil, what's your take on Shriram Finance specifically? And do you believe there are other NBFC or banking names which are better placed?
Yeah, so Shriram Finance, as Nana has mentioned, that it is in quite a strong stock and it is showing the bullish continuing sign as well. Because after a very huge price time correction, it has given the breakout. However, momentum is lacking at this point, but any sort of decline momentum happens near about by 1100 level or 1085 level also. So that is a good entry point to look into. And that gave me the decent upside momentum up to the maintenance system, 1,300, 1,500. So that needs to be the upside momentum of it. And if I look at in the other end, so some sorts of a financial impact stocks. So I'm finding some sorts of a traction in a very small type stocks. At this point, the theme of the market are driven by the small caps and mid caps. So within the small cap mid caps, the 5 star is the one particular stock that I'm looking at. It is an insurance company kind of. So where there is a traction, then there is an Aptus company that into value housing finance companies. So that is also a kind of a contra buyback that I'm seeing and seems to have a very better potential in a coming time. So 5 star and Aptus can take a good back from the overall finance space.
All right, let's pick up a question that we are getting from Mysuru right now. Venkatesh writing in. The stock in question is Gabriel India, holding 5,000 shares, and the entry price is 115 rupees. What we are, the question that he's asking is, should I hold or book my profits and rebalance into some other stock? So he's sitting on quite a bit of profit there. Shahina, would you like to take this one, and any other stocks that you would recommend to him if he were to book profits?
Gabriel India, I would say that if you're a medium to longer term investor, it looks like you should continue to hold. The auto space is picking up, and I would say Gabriel also likely to benefit in terms of the auto components. Here, I would say you could keep a stop loss close to about 1200, and I would say that you could see something like 1500 type of levels if you're holding it for the medium term, say 6 months to 1 year.
Okay, that's
So
the
it's a
take coming
hold.
in on. That's the take coming in on Gabriel India then. Hope that answered your question. The next one is from Josh, who is asking this from the States. And the stock in focus is Websol Energy. Is the entry price on that one is 5.3 rupees. And he's asking, there are two stocks actually, but that's the first one. He's asking for a hold or sell recommendation. Kapil, would you like to take that one first?
Recent rise, we are seeing some sorts of a pause in the stock price momentum, and it is reverting on the other side as well. So we are seeing means that can be a short-term correction, and right now it is trading at a 122 level, and on the downside, I find a potential support levels that is coming near to the 75 or a 60 level also. So for the time being, I can see one can book a profit in that, and at a later part of the time, means around the 65, 60 level, one can relook into the re-enter at this point. But this is the point where we can partially book the profit in a website.
Partial profit booking strategy for Websol then. And what's your take on Kelton Tech Solutions? Is asking for a hold or sell recommendation on that as well. Entry price is marked as 6.6 rupees.
Kelton Tech, as we discussed, it in some sorts of a declining momentum that we are, sorry, Kelton Energies, right? Keltec
This one is for
Energy.
Kelton Tech, yes.
Okay, Kelton, as we discussed, this particular stock is been into the quite a negative trend, and heavy means a negative trend is that, and there is no respect to the support level. So it is better to get out from this particular stock, or else means on a conservative basis, if you want to go with 13.25 can be the stop loss for you. But if it is dropping below the 13.25, one need to get exit.
All right, the next question coming in from Hyderabad. Govind is writing in, holding about 500 shares of NTPC. The entry price is 350 rupees. The time horizon is 2 years. Should I add or book losses? Shahina, not that much of a loss, but what's your sense on the stock, on the fundamentals of it? He wants to know about a 2-year horizon.
Yeah, so no, before I go to NTPC, I just want to make some correction that I gave on my targets. Earlier for Shriram Finance, I made a mistake. Basically, I go with the technical target of 1,500 if you're holding it for a 1 year, and a 2,000 target is if you're holding it for more than 3 years. So that's a longer term target. So I just made a mistake in my time frames, but it's definitely hold in terms of the fundamentals. Now, NTPC, I would believe that it's a hold at current levels. There, I think valuations are quite attractive, and they have got huge order book both in the thermal as well as nuclear is coming up in a big way. So the order book position is very strong, and in terms of their overall operational performance, also they're improving. So NTPC is a hold as of current.
Okay, noted. And hold on NTPC as well is what we're getting. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break. Kapil, thank you so much for joining us. But viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll be addressing more of your stock-specific queries on the other side. So keep them coming and stay tuned.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us on Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. And we, of course, are continuing to answer your questions. Joining us right now on the broadcast is Rupak De from LKP. Hi, Rupak. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, let's... yeah, so we've got a question. We've got a caller on the phone line, Thomas George, joining in from Cochin. Good morning, Thomas. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Yes, please go ahead with your questions.
I have 1,000 shares of Varun Beverages, got at 440 rupees. Another 1,000 shares of Tata Motors PV passenger, bought at 350 rupees. Definitely both are below the purchase price. Now I do.
All right. Are you looking for a long-term perspective or a shorter-term one?
I am a long-term investor. Can hold on for maybe another 1 or 2 years.
All right. So, Shahina, would you like to take that question? The first stock he wants to know about is Varun Beverages, and the next one is Tata Motors.
Yeah, so unfortunately, both of them have corrected a bit, and they are news driven to an extent. Varun Beverages, I would say, their foray into alco beverage is not very negative, but the market is taking it a bit negative as of now because of the investments that they will be making in Africa and in this segment. And to some extent, it could have some impact on the overall, I would say, profitability or higher interest cost for a shorter period of time. But in terms of the business prospects, if you're looking at it for the medium to longer term, I think it remains well in focus. Yeah, this corrective phase may go on for some more time, but I would say that if you continue to hold as of now, you could keep a stop loss of say 400, just in case the impact on profitability is huge. So that I would say you can review, but hold for now through the correction, slight correction. Now, Tata Motors PV also is a similar case, where actually the numbers had disappointed in terms of their global impact on JVR. So I think to that extent, we have seen the stock also correct. But if you see the local numbers in terms of volumes, the PV sales that they are doing is pretty strong and robust. The new product additions also that they're coming out in the market are very good products, very good cars actually, and likely to drive growth. The domestic business should drive growth over the medium to longer term. Both are good management, strong balance sheets. So I would say if you're a long-term investor, does it make any sense to switch? You continue to hold as of now.
Okay, so a hold verdict coming in for both Tata Motors PV as well as Varun Beverages. Mr. Thomas, hope that answers your question. But moving on, the next query is coming in from Sachin from Pune. The stock in focus is Hindustan Copper and is looking at a entry price of 514. He wants to buy through the OFS which is going on and is asking if this will be a good opportunity to buy. Will it be profitable? Shahina, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I would say please subscribe to the issue. The retail portion has been opened today. There, the valuations are slightly on the higher side as of now, immediately. But if you see in the performance has been very strong. Copper prices remain very strong. You know, they are, of course, in terms of domestic, they have almost about 40% of the total capacity of India in terms of copper. And the demand globally also is very strong. And if you see how they link their copper prices, actually, the realizations, it is linked to the LME. And you know, they benefit from any increase in price in copper. So both with addition in terms of volumes as well as in stable realizations, average realizations, and very strong growth in terms of additional capacity, I would say Hindustan Copper remains a good long-term bet. You could buy it now, subscribe to the office and hold it for at least 3 year period.
All right, the next question coming in from Manjunath, writing to us from Karnataka. The stock that he wants answers on is Reliance, holds 10 stocks of that one. The entry price is 1,317. Please guide. So that's a pretty broad-based question that he's asking. Rupak, would you like to take us through the technicals of this one?
So on technical chart, Reliance is not saying anything. Like we do not have any kind of directional trend for Reliance. Currently, stock is consolidating within the bands of 1250 and 1350. So as long as it is remaining within the range, the sentiment or the trend cannot be decided. Only above 1350, the trend will become positive, and in that case, Reliance might move towards 1500 in short to medium term. Currently, hold the stock with a stop loss of 1250.
Okay, that's the verdict coming in on Reliance, a stop loss of 1250 marked. Next up is the query coming in from Kanta Raju from Karnataka. They're asking about HDFC at an entry price of 741. Rupak, what's your take on this one? What are the charts looking like?
So HDFC is not looking great. In fact, at higher levels, traders or investors are dumping their stocks. However, on the lower end, it is sustaining above 720 on a weekly closing basis. So I would hold the stock with a stop loss of 720 on a weekly closing basis. So hold the stock on a weekly closing basis. But if the stock falls below 720, I expect further correction in the stock.
Okay, taking up a question that's coming in from Kolkata, Deep Chaudhary writing into us, the stock that he's holding currently, 10,000 shares of it is NMDC, the entry price is 84. He wants a short-term view for 1 to 2 months. So Rupak, back to you on this one as well.
So overall, metal stocks are doing great. I think the sign in the metal stocks might remain in the short term as well. And the particular stock has given a consolidation breakout and it has reclaimed its important moving averages. So I would suggest to hold the stock with a stop loss of 84 on the higher end. 92, 95 might be the next targets.
Okay, that's the word coming in on NMDC. The next question that we have is from Seshadri of Chennai. The stock in focus here is Syngene at an entry price of 441. Is looking for sort of a long-term outlook on that counter. Shaina, can you take us through Syngene?
Yeah, so Syngene did come out with a bit of disappointing numbers, and because of that, we saw the price correct actually substantially. But I would believe that in the CDMO space, it is one of the very strong players. And at current levels, I would say that there could be a slight bit of more disappointment and a bit more of correction because we really will have to watch what the remaining part of the year is. And I would say you continue to hold because in the CDMO space, it is one of the better placed. But you could see some bit of correction. You can keep a stop loss, a deep stop loss, I would say, somewhere close to about 380 type of levels and hold it for the longer term.
All right, so it's a hold that's coming in for Syngene. In fact, we slip into a very short break here on Buy Now, Sell Now, but we will continue to take your questions, so do keep them coming. Thank you very much for staying with us on Buy Now, Sell Now, and we are continuing to take your questions, which are over specific stocks. And picking up the next one from Hyderabad, Ram writing in to us. He wants to know about RD Enterprises. The quantity is 100. His entry price is 69. Wants to know, should I add more for a one-year duration, and how good is its business? So I think, Shahina, you'll have to take this one.
Yeah, don't track it.
All right. You don't track it, and I don't think, Rupak will have much on this one because it's just listed. But let's pick up the next question then. And the next one is coming from Sriram Raghuraman from Chennai. The stock in question is ITC. The quantity is 100. Entry price is 203 rupees. I want a fundamental view on this stock from a long-term perspective. And is it the right time to buy more? So he wants a fundamental view. Shahina, would you be able to help him?
Yeah, well, I would say ITC has underperformed quite a bit over the last 1 odd year, post its, the hiving off of the ITC hotels. But I would say at current levels, I would believe it's a decent hold because not only is the cigarette business volumes starting, I hope that it will start to pick up, as well as the impact that it had on the profitability because of higher taxes over the remaining part of the year. I would believe that it should start, the profitability should start improving again, the impact fully absorbed, or at least most of it absorbed in the last quarter as well as this current quarter. I think FMCG business is also doing pretty well for them, adding to EBITDA. So I would say it's a hold at current levels, and I would say it's bottoming out. So it's a hold.
Okay, a hold coming in for ITC then. The next query that we have is from Raju coming in from Tirupati. Is asking for entry levels for Netweb Technology and BSC. This is for the longer term perspective. Let's first take in a fundamental view on both of these counters, and then we'll move to the technicals for a more entry level sort of questions. But Shahina, your take?
Yeah, I would say both the stocks are very strong if you're a long-term investor, good investments. NetWeb, through its strong partnership with NVIDIA, and of course, the overall business prospects going forward, I would believe NetWeb is a good investment if you're a long-term investor. And BSE, of course, the stock has given you tremendous performance. If you see last 5 years, it's been one of the best performing stocks. Of course, I have a long-term investment also in BSE. Let me just clarify. But I remain positive given the fact that the business prospects for the longer term remain very strong. Of course, NSE, the IPO that is coming up in the next couple of weeks also is an interesting entry point for this overall sector. But I think BSE and NSE, both of them, if you're a long-term investor, 5-year investor, you should do pretty well.
Okay, that's the fundamental take coming in on NetWeb and BSC. Rupa, can you help us with appropriate entry levels where he should be adding on both of these counters?
So both the counters are looking very good on charts. For BSC, I would suggest to get an entry into the stock at around current market price, keeping a stop loss below 3,200 because the stock has been finding support around its 200 days moving average. On the other hand, NetWeb should be entered on a dip around 5,000, 5,100, keeping a stop loss below 4,700.
All right, the next question coming in from Neha from Bengaluru. The stock that she wants answers on is Aadhar Housing Finance, holding 200 shares. The entry price is 315 rupees. Now, the question is that the stock is not moving much for the last year. I can hold it for another 2-3 months, but she wants targets and a stop loss. Rupak, what is your sense on this one?
The short-term chart of the stock is not looking great. I think the stock can be held with a stop loss of 450. Below 450, the correction might extend significantly. So holding the stock with a stop loss of 450 would be a sensible idea. If it does not fall below 450, then recovery towards 500 looks possible in the short to medium term.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Aadhaar housing. The next question that we have is from Naveen from Chennai. He's asking about Pace Digitech that he's purchased at an entry price of 214. The time horizon here is upwards of 5 years. So he's asking for your recommendations on if he should hold, add more, or exit at the current levels. Shaina, would you have a recommendation on Pace Digitech first of all, or any other stocks that you could recommend for a 5+ year horizon?
Well, let me just pass this question. I don't really track it.
Okay, that's all right. Rupak, what's your sense on this one then?
So the stock chart is not great. I think exiting from the stock would be a good idea at the current level.
Okay, next question that we are picking up is from Hector in Kolkata. The stock in question is CDSL, quantity 50, and he entered the stock at a price of 1,718 rupees. I think he's got two questions. The next question is around BEL. Entry price of that one was 414 rupees, and he's holding a quantity of 50. Can I average at these levels? So, Rupak, what is your view on CDSL and BEL in the short term?
In the short term as well as in the medium term, both stocks are looking great. I think adding around the current market price for BEL would be a great idea because it is trading just above its 20 monthly exponential moving average. He can add the stock at the current level, whereas the chart of CDSL is looking great. It has given a consolidation breakout and it is trading above its critical moving average on the daily time frame. So it is looking good, and on the higher end, the stock might move towards 1550 in the short term.
Okay, that's the word coming in. The next question is from a phone, from a caller. We've got K. Ramachandran from Chennai on the line. Hi, Mr. Ramachandran. How are you doing today? Can you hear me?
Hi. Namaste. I am Ramachandran from Chennai. I am a senior citizen. Please advise whether we shall buy Gillette at current price for long term.
Okay, that's the question coming in from a longer term perspective, is asking about Gillette. Shahina, can you advise him?
Yes, it's a subsidiary of a very strong global business. If you want to add, yes, you can, but please buy it at lower levels. Don't enter right away. I would say if you look at somewhere close to about 7,200 or even closer to, I would say even below that, 7,200 type of levels or 7,000 levels, I think that which should give you a decent return. But I would not suggest adding it right away. You wait for some corrections, wait for some dip before you add. In terms of overall performance, actually, they should do reasonably well. But because of the raw material prices, there could be some impact in overall margins, which is why we're seeing the stock remaining a bit weak. Add it, but add it at slightly lower levels.
All right. The next question that we are picking up right now is Sukumar from Chennai writing into us. He's purchased a quantity of 826 stocks of Sun TV. The entry price is 506 rupees. And the question is, shall I average or sell? So, Rupak, what is your view on Sun TV?
So, long-term charts of medium-term chart, in fact, of Sun TV is not looking great. I think averaging around the current market price would be a good idea. Averaging around 440, 430 would be a better idea.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Sun TV, but I'm afraid we've run out of time. Rupak, Shahina, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you all of the viewers for sending in your stock-specific queries. Do keep them coming. We'll take them tomorrow as well. But on that note, we're timed out on this session of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned to ET Now for more market updates coming your way.